Coming up on Look Today, well, the abandoned convenience store in South Glens Falls has finally reopened. I've got details. And the Lake George Park Commission passes a resolution to get more funding, and we've got more on that. And Saratoga Springs School District is entitled to a $2.7 million bond, and I've got those details. And it's all ahead on Look Today. Well, welcome everyone. I'm Jay Hood Jackson, and this is Look Today. Well, in tonight's program, I sit down with the new CEO of the Saratoga Regional YMCA. His name is Sean Andrews, and he's here to talk about upcoming programs. And I also sit down with big brothers, big sisters of the Southern Adirondacks to discuss their annual fundraiser, Bowl for Kids' Sake. It was a real fun interview. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, that abandoned convenience store in South Glens Falls reopened Tuesday morning. The store opened at 5 a.m. after 2 weeks of intense cleaning. In addition to throwing out all the expired items, workers replaced floor tiles and repainted the walls. Well, according to the store's owner, the store passed health inspection on Monday. Now, before the store was abandoned, authorities seized over $40,000 in cash. Well, the store's owner, Navjeet Chawla, went to India to handle some personal family matters. He is now contesting that seizure in court, where he must prove that the money was earned legally. Chawla said he's remaining positive and focusing on the future. Well, in other news, the Lake George Park Commission Board passed a resolution on Tuesday. The resolution requested that the state legislature increase the annual boat and dock registration fees for Lake George. Now, there's a small window of time to get the resolution signed by the governor for it to take effect in 2017. Now, the fee increase would mark the first one since 2003. Revenue from the fees supports the work of the commission. And according to Vice Chair of the commission, Kenneth Parker, he said it would be ideal if the commission could set their own fees. However, state officials do not support this regulatory process, especially on a local level. Kenneth Parker made some comments on the issue.
And I think what we're asking Albany for is hopefully something that we know that we can get. And I guess survival was more the key than an improvement.
Well, changing from news to weather. Well, temperatures still remain relatively warm for this time of year, but we better be aware of the sleet on the roads and on the sidewalks, especially this morning. Well, let's see how the rest of the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at your weather, we're going to head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. Back to the news. Well, the Saratoga Springs City School District is entitled to $2.7 million after the Smart Schools Bond Act. Now, that was approved by the New York State voters. The act permits the state to bond significant amounts of funds to reimburse certain schools in the area of technology. Now, these include in-school classroom learning technology, school connectivity, and high-tech security. Now, for the application process, the district must create a Smart Schools Investment Plan draft and submit it to the Board of Education. Now, this draft will then be up for revisions and comments for a period of 1 month. The district hopes to have funded programs and projects in place by the next school year. Well, in the world of sports, the Lake George girls basketball team goes on to the finals after defeating Maple Hill in the Class C semifinal Section 2 tournament. Now, it was a decisive victory. It was 58-34, and it happened this past Wednesday and secured their place in the Class C championship against McKill Christian. Now, the final game will be on Saturday at 11 a.m. at Hudson Valley Community College. Now, last year, you might remember, the Lake George Warriors lost against Hoosick Valley by 1 point in the finals. Well, this year, they are confident that they will win it. Hope so. Up next, I sit down with the CEO of the Saratoga Regional YMCA, Sean Andrews, and he's here to talk about upcoming programs. Plus, we also sit down with big brothers, big sisters of the Southern Adirondacks to discuss their annual fundraising event called Bowl for Kids' Sake. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea or join us for an interview, give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000.